Good morning to Dr. Ashras and my friends Zheng. I want to start my presentation by bringing up a simple question. So when accountants sign a report, who are they really serving for? Is it the clients, firms, or the publics? And this question is the core of my topics, the self-interest versus the public interest. And my these topics will link to SDG 16, which focus on strong institutions, accountability, and public trust, and also connect to BE principles of ethics, responsibilities, and professionalism. And I want to start to introduce my main issue in this topic. So the main issue in here is that accountants are expected to provide transparency and reliable financial information to the public, but they are often put under commercial pressures. For example, we face pressures from client relationships, client retentions, audit fees, performance target, and also book of deadlines. And this creates an ethical conflicts. On one side, the accountant they want to protect their income, the career opportunities, and also the client relationships. But however, on the other side, their responsibility is to provide reliable financial information and to protect the financial statement users. So, if an accountant cannot act ethically, then the public trust in the financial reporting will be damaged. I would like to point out some case examples with Wildcard and PwC Australia. So, Wildcard has happened of audit failures, and it's caused them to loss of public trust, public confidence. And in PwC Australia, this has happened of the misuse of the government's tax information for their companies of commercial success. And this case example shows that how these ethical failures not just influence in the internal company problem, it also will influence the public, like employees, the investors, regulators, and also the society. So after understanding these main issues, I want to explain about the main arguments for my literature review. And my literature review has separated to two different views. First is the mainstream view and the critical view. The mainstream will talk about that the ethical and rules are important, and they say that this rules, this independent safeguard, and this systems that can monitor the auditors and the accountants. So they say that these rules are very important. And in the critical view, they say that ethical codes and rules are important, but they are not enough because they look in a deeper view. They say that accountants will face different pressures, as I just mentioned that they will face of commercial pressures, and also they will face firms' cultural pressures, which means that accounting firms, they may focus on reward in revenue and client retentions, not just reward on audit qualities or ethical behaviors. And other than that, they also will face pressures for workload pressures or role pressures. And accountants, they may have heavy of duties and workload pressures, and also the role pressures from their supervisors. And this can make them that even they know the correct ethical actions, but they still can difficult to speak up or act on the actions. So therefore, my position or view here is that the ethical behavior must build into the firm's cultures and also supported by the workplace of systems, not only written ethical codes. So based on this main arguments, I have proposed 4 recommendations. So first is to the audit firms. The audit firms should improve to strengthen their performance evaluation systems. They should focus on reward on audit qualities and ethical behavior, not just only reward on the revenue or the client retentions. And second is to the MIA, which is the professional bodies. So professional bodies should provide more ethics trainings, like the local trainings, which stand for the non-compliance with law and regulations trainings, which to guide the accountants and the auditors to take action when they discover that their firms or their clients or their employers have a potential of illegal actions. And third is to the audit committees. The audit committees should strengthen the independence of oversights. They should review on the non-audit services and the audit fees and also the partner rotations. And last is the audit firms, accounting firms and employers. Accounting firms and employers should introduce workload controls and also ethical escalation channels, including ethical line. And to the conclusions, the accounting profession should move from a compliant-based model to a public interest model. So the rules and ethical codes are important, but they are not enough if the company still thinks that the commercial success is important and ethical behaviors. So the accountants should be supported by the independent safeguard, professionalization system, and ethical cultures to support them to act in the public interest. And the final message for me is a responsible accountant is not only a technical expert, but is also a protector to the public trust. And thank you, that's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Hong Ling. Did you face any challenges while doing this assignment?
Okay. to this assignment because you need to link to SDG 16, right? So,
Yeah.
so when I find SDG 16 in internet, it shows that peace and justice. Then I don't know why it will connect to like public trust or the public interest or self-interest. Then I ask AI lah. Then he says that so a sharp institution also need like to show they are reliable of their financial statement or financial information to prove that there is accountability and have trust for the public to trust them. So it will link to the SDG 16 lah. So and I think that is what first I confused about the SDGs lah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.